This illustration deals with retrofit kits in accordance with 600.35A and B1 through B3. The purpose of the change was to accept a new section. A new section has been added to address the installation requirements for retrofit kits. See General Use Retrofit Kit and sign specific retrofit kits. Now, you can define a retrofit kit in Article 100 to know exactly what it is and how it can be used based upon its definition. Now, notice reviewing your wiring methods where the caution sign is. The wiring methods that we could use are outlined in 600.12 C car. C is in car 2, 600.24, 600.33, and the exception to 600.35 that kind of deals with the caution sign. Now notice also with the arrow that's pointed toward the caution sign, it says a class 2 circuit could be used, is outlined in 600.24, and a class 1, 2, or 3 circuit is defined in 725.121 if the user of the code wanted to go over there and review that section. The service equipment, again, has to be installed per Article 230 and meet 230.70, 71, and 72, depending on how the service happens to be installed. Now notice you have a HBO sign here that's a plastic sign. You have a pool, which is a plastic sign. You have a neon sign with a no vacancy. And then you have the hotel listed up there in a sign that would be, it could either be neon or a regular type sign. But notice that we could use a retro kit in here to replace some of the components that might be located within the sign in some manner. Now, next I would like to review our 7 notes, and we will start with note number 1, which is at the left top side of the illustration. And notice note 1 states, retrofit kit is a general term for a complete subassembly of parts and devices for field conversion and utilization equipment as outlined in 600.4b and 110.21b. And then, as we pointed out, your definition can be found in Article 100 under the R's. Now, Note 2 deals with general use requirements. It's at the right-hand side top of the illustration. And, of course, we see 600.35A is an apple for such rules. Note 3 is installation requirements. And notice that such rules can be found in 600.35B or requirements. And then notice Chapter 3 lists our wiring methods that would be permitted to be used as outlined in 600.35B as in boy. Now the wiring methods addressed themselves is in Note 4, and notice the title of the head of this call out is wiring methods. First bullet, 600.35B as in boy 1, along with the second bullet, Chapter 3, plus the exception now to 600.35B as in boy 1 deals with the wiring methods that can be used to wire in the sign. Note 5, damaged parts, 600.35B2, where damage could occur to a sign for any reason. Workmanship. Now we know 110.12 deals with workmanship and addresses how the NEC, if we design and install by it, we can have good workmanship. If we install the systems as this section calls for. And then 300.35B3 in boy, is in boy. B3 deals with workmanship of the sign and so forth. Note 7 now, which is the last note, deals with the marking. And of course, you mark 110.21 kind of deals with that. And notice 600.4B gets into marking, and 600.35B is in boy, 4 gets into the marking requirements. And then, of course, I would like to kind of call out as a reminder, number 1, I guess you could say, that the marking rules for disconnects are outlined in 600.5B as in boy, and 600.6A is an apple 4. Be sure you review those two before you start locating and dealing with the disconnect and some of the rules that you could use in providing these disconnects. And notice here, you have a number, maybe of branch circuits feeding that sign. That is a very active sign. It's sending a message, no vacancy. Yeah, we have HBO available. We even have a swimming pool if you want to, swim. And then we are a motel. And then your markings, they have to be visible, as outlined in 600.4D as in dog. So, as always, we give you a lot of information, but you can always review the blue notes and find out really what took place with a revision, a new section, a new subsection, a new subpart, or whatever is in the purpose of change. So I guess what I'm pointing out to the viewer of this presentation is that in addition to the purpose of change, we list other items that we feel like is very important for you to review if you are designing, installing, or inspecting signs.